admissions and applying to a certain school doesn't start with the application. It starts way before researching the school.
We know that it's not possible for everyone to visit campus or to visit campus in the window of time of when applications are due. So we try to bring campus to you as much as we can.
A lot of information can be found online, but what an event like this gives you is the ability to learn things that you didn't know.
Being able to kind of have a give and take conversation in real time is very special, and we think it helps you as a candidate differentiate a little bit on the emotional side of one school versus the other.
Certainly meeting the alumni is a great opportunity to hear more about reality. I can give so much, the website can give so much, but the alumni can really give a real perspective on life in the program, but also life outside the program.
Through the website, you can get information. You cannot really do an interactive session. So coming to these fairs are utterly important to meet in person the admissions officers.
At a school presentation, we usually don't have a lot of time to tell you everything about the school, so it makes us focus on some of the things that we believe really are differentiators.
Things like typical career paths of graduates, teaching styles of faculty, extracurricular activities, and clubs on campus.
You get some general information about the school, but it's a good one-on-one opportunity to have your questions answered and find out also that you're not particularly alone in the process. A lot of other people have the same questions.
Just the way the presenter will present the school, the wording that will be used, will tell a lot about the content of the program and the philosophy behind the program.
Many times someone who's not familiar with our campus or with even the state of North Carolina, they oftentimes don't really know what to expect, what it's like. And so sometimes I think just talking about the environment, explaining what a college town is like, explaining that there's probably not cows and it's just sometimes just focusing on little things like that.
A lot of people that I've spoken with today tell me, I had never heard of your school today until I came here, and others came to the presentation and said, I didn't know that you had focused on entrepreneurship. I'm really glad that I came so that I could learn more about that.
I think one of the most important thing about panels is that you get to hear different perspectives from admissions officers from different schools.
What may be a truth for this particular school or this situation might be exact opposite that would apply to another school. So the panels have a really good way of showing them that sometimes this absolute at this school, two other schools have very different takes on it.
Giving tips on how to write the essays, on maybe answering questions about, oh, I've got a lower GMAT, would that jeopardize the chance of me getting into a school that I really want?
I think the real benefit there is you're hearing the information directly from the people who review applications. I know there are blogs and other information out there, and I know there are rumors, but you're hearing information directly from the source.
I think it can always be helpful for students to kind of do some research prior to the fair about the schools they're interested in, so that when they attend the fair they're able to ask really informed questions, or maybe if there's something they read on the website that they want to know more about, we're able to address that question and make sure that we make the most of their time.
Most of the people who are here are admissions directors. Many of them are in the decision-making process for a school. So when it comes time to look through the applications, they'll come back to you and say, we met you in a particular city, and I do remember speaking to you.
The ones that don't do a good job typically come up to us and then give us their profile in terms of the GMAT score or the GPA or the work experience, and then ask us very bluntly, what are the chances of getting into our program.
It's always useful to start by sharing your name and sharing what you currently do. Where are you currently employed? And also, what are you thinking about doing in the future?
You can definitely make a memorable impression by being polite and being respectful and being sincere.
great question would be about internship opportunities, study abroad options that we have, how students, even fun questions like how students relax.
Often students overlook the importance of the Career Management Center at a school. And so whenever I talk to a student, I often bring that up. Have you thought about, that next step afterwards and how the school is going to prepare you for that?
Come with an energy and passion for the school. Hopefully you know a little bit about Johnson when you arrive at the table. You're not asking about our GMAT scores, but you're asking about a specific aspect of the curriculum. So if you say, I'm really passionate about marketing and your immersion, can you tell me a little bit more about that? It's really good to have a lead-in so that we can focus on something specific about the school.
Don't waste your time asking questions that you could go online and find in a minute. I mean, that didn't help you. Ask the question that was inspired by something that you learned online. And then that way, you're certainly going to stand out as someone who was more thoughtful.
If you want to be memorable, then give me your business card and say, you know what, thanks for your time. You'll be hearing from me next week. Follow up after the conversation.
I also recommend following up by email. We meet so many candidates at these events, and sometimes I'll meet someone and we have a great conversation, and then if that person emails me a day or two afterward and says, hey, I met you at the fair, we talked about these few factors and I just wanted to say thank you for your time, that's another reminder to me that he or she stood out, and I might keep that email for future reference.